How you guys doing this Saturday morning? The Lakers are finally in the second round after dominating the Grizzlies in all aspects. Okay, offensively, defensively, mentally, just body language. They just like I haven't seen a complete game from this team this whole season, even after the acquisitions and at the trade deadline. Um, they totally dominated them defensively. With obviously captained by AD. You know, with 15 blocks, 14 rebounds, and 16 points in 28 minutes. The guy showed that he is just miles better than Jackson. And he just topped it off with that dunk, that alley oop dunk he had over him, just for the fans. But I mean, we everybody knew this, but he AD was just not reliable enough. He just wasn't on 100 or 10 every game, you know. But when at his best, AD is the best defensive player in the league, even above Giannis. But obviously, if you want to create a defensive team around somebody, you do it around Giannis because he is still a elite defensive player, and he is more reliable than AD. So obviously, of course, he is flat out the best defensive player in the league right now, and there's no debate. And offensively, I mean D'Angelo Russell, I mean the one and only man. He when D'Angelo plays good basketball, the whole team is the vibe of the whole team is changes, right? Him playing good just changes everything, because of the way he just demoralizes you with his shots, right? The threes and back to back, and his audacity and confidence just kills the spirit of any opponent, pretty much. And he did that today against the Grizzlies. They felt that he just suffocated them with his threes, and egging on the fans, and just the vibe when D'Angelo Russell is playing good basketball is just out this world, man. So yeah, shout out to him. 31 points. I think this is his best. This is his best playoff performance in his whole career. 4 assists, five threes made out of nine. In 30 minutes. Shout out to D'Angelo Russell. He showed up when they really needed him. Reeves, was aggressive as well. 11 points. He played 33 minutes. Again, him being aggressive just helped everybody out and helped, create more space. Rui Hachimura, had one of the best highlights of the game. Crossover and then dunk. Oh, I mean that. He's next level, man. He's a good acquisition. And Vanderbilt, defensively, and those timely threes that just, all this contributed to, the end product of just the aura of this game, of just straight dominance and them being the hunters and just going after the Grizzlies next all 4 quarters. Shout out to Rob Pelinka. He did his thing. He did what he was supposed to do, and give Darvin Ham a team that can compete, and give the Laker fans a team that they can rally behind. So yeah, shout out to him for doing what he had to do, to get the Lakers to this point in the season. I mean, looking at the team they were, starting 2-10. Everybody's saying it, but I just have to reiterate. Starting 2-10, and the team now, just compared, they're just two different teams. The vibe, the way they play, offensively, defensively, the way they compete is just on two different levels, man. So, again, shout out to Darvin Ham and Pelinka for making this happen. Lakers shot 53% from the field and kept Grizzlies at a 30% clip. That is how you win basketball games. They killed them in the paint. They made sure the Grizzlies earned every point they had at the paint. Darvin Ham, actually made adjustments, and out coach and Taylor Jenkins, in this this game 6, in this must-win game 6. He got a lot of criticism for how he uses timeouts and how he made games play out. But you've got to look at where he came from, and he was under Budenholzer, who plays a similar, who coaches a similar way. So, but he showed out. He called timeouts at at the right time. Stop runs whenever the Grizzlies were going up or had anything going. He made sure timeout stop. And let's make some adjustments. So shout out to Darvin Ham. You guys give him his flowers. Since you criticized him when he didn't do good. So shout out to him. The Grizzlies are, look, they're still a top team, okay? But the Grizzlies, they were shorthanded, obviously losing Steven Adams, losing Clarkson, and losing Kennard in this game. All that contributed to them just not feeling complete, them just not feeling like a well-oiled machine. On top of that, the Dillon Brooks antics didn't help either. Put a lot of pressure on him, so he didn't perform. Being one of the best perimeter defenders in the league, that did not play any role whatsoever in most games this season. So, yeah, hopefully the running back, they figure it out. They have Ja and Jackson, and those are like all-time 5-star players. So they will make it work. But yeah, a lot of things didn't just go right for them. Hope them well. Lakers play on Tuesday with the winner of the Kings-Warriors series. Whoever wins that is going to have just a day of rest going into Tuesday. So Lakers should definitely take advantage of that. The Lakers are better defensively than both of those teams. So, I think they can fare well. And even though it's still going to be a dogfight, though, because offensively, both of those teams are just slightly better than the Lakers. But defensively, the Lakers are way better than those teams. So, they can use that to their advantage and, make this, hopefully make this a fight, man. Yeah, it's going to be a good series. It's going to be a good series in the second round. Again, shout out to this team. They showed out. They showed up and showed out in the must win, because, in a must win in this game 6. Because going back to Memphis I don't think it would have been good news for them. So yeah, shout out to the Lakers, shout out to Darvin Ham, shout out to Rob Pelinka, and shout out to the fans of the Crypto for making this an experience. I do believe this team is a championship team. I do believe that they played an elite level of basketball for the first time, and this is the first time. And I believe they do have that DNA in them. I don't mean to exaggerate, but yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and let me know what you think.
LeBron, the only player that's played this much in year 20 in the playoffs is Kareem. And just wondered, and at the level that he was then, how were you able to put this together to respond to Game 5? Where did that start mentally, and then when did you start to feel that swell with your teammates as well on the court tonight?
Probably when we landed back in LA after Game 5. The whole thing in my mind was how much rest I can get. Going from that Game 4 where we expended a lot of energy in that game and then had to leave the very next morning, and trying to bounce back to Game 5. It was tough on our whole ball club, including myself. And from the moment that we landed here after Game 5, all I was thinking about was just trying to sleep as much as I could, rest as much as I could, make sure my body was get my treatment and my rehab and things of that nature, but staying off my feet as much as possible coming into tonight. And felt pretty good when I woke up this morning. I felt excellent, actually, this morning, and reason I was here so early, too. But it was a good bounce back for us, a big-time game for us, and, we fed off our fans once again, and, it's great for us to be able to give back to them like they gave to us tonight.
If we could keep our questions to one, please, so I can try and get as many people questions as possible. That will be